What's up guys? Today we're doing a video that has been long overdue. I'm actually going over my kayak setup and how I have everything rigged out for tournament fishing and just regular fishing, but mainly tournament fishing. And then also right behind me I have the Hobie Lynx, and we'll go over that on a different video. But today we're going over the PA-14 and how I have everything set up. So let's get right into it. All right, first we're gonna start at the bow and then work our way back. So first of all, everybody knows that I use this MotorGuide XI3. It is the kayak version with the shortened shaft. It's a 36-inch shaft. Yeah, so I have it mounted on a on the water innovation mount that mounts in between the handle there, and then it mounts right there where the straps are for the hatch. I'll post a link down below where you can get it. It comes with the lights, and I'll show you how you wire up the lights in a little bit, but the wires from the lights go from here down. Let's get into how I have this wired up, and this is the plug. I use a battery tender, and you just do like a couple turns and it comes out. It's a real easy plug to plug in. If you're like in the dark, you can't see, you just kind of line it up like that and do a couple twists, and it pulls itself in, and that's it, and it locks. It ain't coming out. Pretty waterproof. I mean, there's the opening down here, but I've been in rain and stuff, have nothing happened to me before. So there's that. This is the switch for the lights up here. I'll go ahead and turn that on, and then you can see that the lights are on. All right, and then I'll go into how I have this switch powered for that. All right, so I pulled the tub out. That's the tub that goes into the hatch here. How I have this wired up, this is the switch for the navigation lights. So you run those wires down. I have this little box here from Bass Pro. It's supposed to be some dry box. I drilled a hole in the top there to get the wires through. Let me open it up. All right, and then inside here, I have a 9-volt battery with some cushion there, but that's a 9-volt battery. I just have it wired up like that to the switch. And the switch, I run the wire along the pipes here for the rod tubes up to that, up to this hole here, goes to this. So I hope that makes sense. And I have this old can koozie in here just to cushion the battery around so it's not banging around too much. And as you noticed, I have it hanging from a rope on the rod tubes up off the floor, so it's not laying directly on the floor, but it's kind of there, but it's all right. That's just to keep the hole that I have here out of the water, so it won't go into the water if any water gets in here. And then for the battery tender plug for the trolling motor, this is the other side of it. Positive, negative. Positive runs to a breaker, 60 amp, and then the other side of the positive runs all the way back behind the kayak, behind my seat, to the battery, and then the negative just runs all the way back to the battery. And I'll show you that in the back here later. All right, so moving on back, I'm running a DJI Osmo Action right now, and so far I'm liking it. I've been having problems with the GoPros, so I've been trying this DJI Osmo, and so far it's doing pretty well. I usually lay my rods down on the side like this, just up here like that. The only time I really use the tubes is if I'm just traveling from spot to spot first thing in the morning, but throughout the day they just lay up like this, so I can just reach down and grab what I need to grab real quick. I got my GPS here. This is the Humminbird Helix 7. There's the cover for it. It's probably, the screen's probably dirty, but Humminbird Helix 7. Got the side scan, down scan, all that great stuff. I'll show you how I wired this up here soon, but I got my phone grip right here. We'll go inside this hatch here where I put all my junk. Let me pull this out and I'll show you how I have the fish finder wired up. All right, for the fish finder, I have the 2 cables that run from the fish finder down to this plug port right here. Coming out, this is the transducer cable. Transducer cable runs back behind there where the Guardian transducer plate is, so it runs behind that. And then this is the power cable that comes from the GPS, and I have a fuse inline fuse, and then my power to go to the fish finder runs into this side port here on the Juice Box Lithium 12.5, which you can get 10% off if you use my code CM10. Yeah, I get 10% off this battery if you are interested in getting it. But to turn on the fish finder, you have to push this button here. And then for this port, you have to push this button. And it shows you how many volts you have. All right, so this USB runs all the way back behind the Kayak here to power my other camera. I just keep it right in here and it stays put because I got this box and it's not going anywhere. All right, continuing on, I got my seat. That's pretty simple. And underneath it, I have a YakGadget box that I put my soft plastics in. Little quick bag here. I have all my soft plastics in that I want to get to quickly. And then I got all my extra worms and stuff that I normally don't use all the time, but I might need it in that bag here. I might set this up a little bit different, but that's what I got for right now. And I really like having this box underneath the seat because it's super easy just to slide it out and get the soft plastic that I need and just slide it back in instead of creating this whole mess. That little bag, I used to have it right here, and then when I needed something, the whole bag would just be a mess and there'd be soft plastics everywhere. But so this keeps it nice and tidy. I really like it a lot. Going on back, I got my cup holder. It does pretty good right there. I mean, it doesn't get in the way or anything. I got these rod holders here, but I never really use this side for the rods because I only bring about 3 to 4, maybe 5 rods with me. I don't carry a lot of rods because I feel like the more clutter I have, the worse experience I have. So I just usually bring 3 to 4 rods, and I'll keep 3 rods here and then 1 in the back, or I might just put all 4 in the back. I keep my drive behind the seat here. I mean, this isn't the normal drive that comes with the 2020 PA14. This is the reason why I got this haul for so cheap. I got it for like $2 grand, where a 2020 PA14 was about $4 grand or something. It's because it came with the older drive. It's not the 180 or the kick-up fins. I bought it used off of Facebook Marketplace, and I knew that I was getting these kind of fins, and I was okay with it because I'm using the motor anyways. So these are just basically for backup in case battery dies or something happens. I got these for backup and it works. I don't really need the 180 drive or anything fancy. It's just to help me get back to the ramp if something happens. This is the battery for the trolling motor. That's battery just for the trolling motor. It's a 100 amp lithium battery. It's just a cheap battery from Amazon. I got it for like 500 bucks and it's done well. I mean, it's died on me maybe 2 or 3 times. I think it's because when I'm charging it, this bolt has to go all the way down on both of them before you charge it, because if you don't have it all the way down, it doesn't charge it all the way. And that's something I've learned over time. So keep that in mind when you're charging lithium batteries. Those 2 big wires I showed you up at the front come out, goes through the Kayak, comes out right here. So I got the transducer wire coming out here. It goes down to the transducer plate. And then I got these 2 positive and negative wires coming out on the other side. This is a 3-way thing that comes with the Kayak, so everything works out really well. And I just connect that to the battery and they just sit up underneath here. And yeah, so that's pretty simple on how to hook up the battery to the trolling motor. Move back my tackle box. This is the YakGadget. I think this is the bigger one. Yeah, this is the bigger size tackle crate thing. I'm slowly transitioning all my boxes to the Plano edge or whatever you want to call it. I forgot what these are called. And I'll just keep like random stuff in here, like my fishing line. I got treble hooks and extra batteries for microphone cameras, stuff like that. So I don't really have a whole lot. But then I got all these raw tubes back here. I don't use all of them, but I do use this one on the right when I'm filming. So I got the camera here. I have this other section that goes right here. So it's a little bit taller than how it is right now, but just for demonstration purposes, I normally have this here, but I'm gonna keep that out. That's another DJI Osmo with a Rode wireless Go. This little setup's working out pretty well. I like it a lot. And I have it down in this rod tube, which goes down to this little port, because this is a Railblazer stick here. And as you can see how sturdy it is. Like when the Kayak moves or whatever, when I'm setting the hook, it doesn't really move a whole lot. So it's pretty stable. I mean, I'm touching it's barely moving. And that's one thing I don't like about a whole lot of kayak videos is a bunch of swaying back and forth when you're moving around. So that's one thing I make sure I do, is make this camera super stable so it's not really moving around a whole lot. So I have it connected down here on this little port so I can unhook it and stuff like that, but this port keeps it from spinning around, because I used to have a different stick in this rod tube and the whole camera would just spin around because there's nothing holding it down. So that's what this port does. The port just keeps it not able to turn just like randomly on its own. So let me pull this out. I got this little piece of foam. It's kind of weird, but I got this little piece of foam zip tied to the stick. So that's the bottom piece. So that way, when I put this in, if I don't have that foam, it wiggles around. But if I put the foam down in here, it don't wiggle around. So that's my solution. But it works. For the camera, this is my USB-C that runs all the way back to that battery I showed you, but I just have a YakAttack through-hole plug. I just pull this up. I just pull that up and then I just plug it into the camera. So that's it. And then when I'm done with it, I just shove it back in that hole. One thing I forgot to go over is the scupper plugs that I use. These are the YakAttack scuppers. I think this is the smaller size. Well, like I said, I'll put the link down below of everything I got. But these are, like, I think the best scupper plugs for the PA14 because they sit in really nice. You just push in like that and they don't pop out. I've used different scupper plugs, like the blue ones, and they always pop out from the water pressure, and these stay in all day long, and they're pretty flat too, so my kayak or my box can slide over them, which is cool. I got those there, and I got the other ones underneath the battery here, so you can just pull them out like that. It's on the same trailer as I've had on the Old Town that I used to have. Same trailer. The only thing I did is take off the PVC bunks, but I just put back on 2x4 bunks that originally came with the trailer, and I just adjusted accordingly. I do have a power pole mount system here. I just gotta buy me a power pole, which everyone's out of stock right now, so I'm waiting on that, but it's not a big deal because I got that trolling motor in the front that has anchor lock, so it's not a big deal. So I think that's about it. I don't really have much else to show on this, but that's just how I have everything set up. Everything's pretty simple, but I think. I mean, I have everything simplified so I can fix whatever I need to fix. Nothing's really in the way. I like to keep that cockpit area super open for dealing with fish and measuring fish and stuff like that. I usually have my net right here. I forgot to tell you about that, but I just have my net in the front, but you guys seen that in my videos. But yeah, like I said, I'll link all the different things I have down below. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I will get to you as soon as I can. I think that'll be it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the bottom, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.